of course, I might be short-sighted, and I'm looking at it in a very short term, but it will change the type of jobs. If you look in history, we talk about the start of the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century, there was a movement by a group of people called Luddites. And the Luddites were talking about that the steam engines are going to replace human beings. It has never happened. It has changed the way you do work. It will require more that instead of teaching people to sort of do, follow their nose, do monkey work, that kind of thing, more higher level creative work. It's going to put a burden on you as a society and as a government to create high caliber people. End of story. But it will never replace people. But I mean, people are the cornerstone of innovation.
It's very true, and that gets me again to then what's the important, maybe, how do you say, backpack with all the skills and I mean, the things that we should prepare the future generations with in order to have this creativity, this innovations. I mean, even if we just make it more specific on the level of the qualified industrial zone. Do you think what sort of training, and I mean, this is in terms of, well, the sustainability of employees, the future generation, do they need in order to survive conditions like that and to be more sustainable in such a sector?
That's a little bit slightly different, but I'm at the American University in Cairo, and I could tell you that most of what we teach students, we teach them to study well, to take exams, which is terrible. We should teach them how to think, we should teach them how to learn, how to relearn. Because we're getting in a, I mean, one of the current trends in 2030 is going to be that people are going to change careers every 4 or 5 years. Every 4 or 5 years. I mean, in the old times, you go to a company and stay there for 30, 40 years, you retire, and then they will give you a silver or a golden whatever. In the current industry, it's every 4 or 5 years. So that requires that you're going to change. You're going to have to relearn and relearn. We're not teaching students that. I mean, we teach them as if it's a fact. We never teach them to criticize what they hear. I mean, some of the things are theories, are just assumptions, are just hypotheses, and it's across. And it's not just, by the way, in sociology, anthropology, it's even in physics, it's even in mathematics. And we never teach them how to be critical. We teach them to sort of, and I think it has to be with the obedience kind of a mindset. You're going to sit on a machine, you're going to do this, you don't move, don't even think. When you look at some of the innovative operations, for example, Toyota, I mean, most of the innovation comes from laborer on the floor. I do it, I know how to improve it. That's a very different mindset in most developing countries. You're going to find it tends to be more top-bottom, not bottom-up. It tends to be, I'm going to tell you what you do and don't even dare to think. And we teach our students this way. We don't teach them to be creative thinking. We don't teach them to relearn. We don't teach them to appreciate different points of views. We don't teach them to appreciate diversity, because diversity comes with different ideas. We never teach them that innovation is not a one brilliant idea that comes and then, it changes the world. We have to teach them that it's a cumulative work, and it comes from teamwork. So there are lots of issues with the way we teach students.